Okay, right now I'm looking at an image over a fusion center, and as we see, there's a lot of white and black vehicles around this facility. Now, I went on Google Maps a while back, and I was able to get a lot more vehicles recorded that were all white. It was a tremendous amount, but it looks like the site has updated it, and you can see there's not a lot of cars there at this time. So maybe it was taken in the morning. Now, when I first moved here to Austin, I was being systematically harassed non-stop. I mean, it was ridiculous. I was being harassed even when I ate food. They were dropping off kids to harass me. I had neighbors harassing me. It was crazy. So I went to the Texas Department of Public Safety because I discovered that a group called Citizens Corps was harassing me. So I was furious. I was really mad. I didn't know what to expect, if I was going to be arrested for accusing them of what they were doing. So I put a Bible in my bag, went over there, and tried to talk to these people. I talked to a joint counterterrorism agent. He was really nice. So I was told by a police station to go to this area to talk to them, and then come to find out, they stated I was trespassing. But the police station that was on a corner of the street nearby a school, they had told me go drive back there and go talk to them and just knock on the door, and you should be able to talk to someone. So that's what I did. So there was me and that joint counterterrorism agent were, let me scroll down. We were somewhere around this area, and we were chit-chatting, and I was explaining to him that I was being harassed by a bunch of women wearing white earphones, sometimes black shirts, following me around all over the place. Well, all of a sudden, a bunch of women exit one of these buildings around here. It was about 40, 50 women, and they stand, and it was an area where there was a patch of grass. So I don't know if it was here or here, but these are all part of Texas Department of Public Safety. So they're all together. I've seen a patch of grass, I've seen a bunch of women exit a building, and I've seen one woman emerge from the group, come out wearing white earphones, like she's marching past me, like I'm going to teach this guy a lesson. So at the exact moment I'm telling the joint counterterrorism agent what I'm experiencing, and it happens right there. So I ended up leaving, and the police showed up. Someone stated I took a picture of this woman exiting the building, so they wanted the photo. And they gave me a citation, told me don't come back here no more. So I didn't go back there. I'd never gone back there again. So I started having this group called Citizens Corps park their vehicle. They would park their vehicles next to me. People were harassing me in stores. And start doing more research, and this is what comes up when I type up Texas Department of Public Safety. Citizens Corps. So these groups are all together. I mean, this is massive. They're all tied to these fusion centers. And I'm being hacked, it looks like, so bear with me 1 second. My page is actually gone. As you can see, my internet is gone, so I have to... this is happening on my tablet too, so just bear with me 1 second, because my presentation now is gone. So it may take a second to reload. This is happening on my tablet too, so just bear with me 1 second. I apologize. This is like out of my control. So I ended up doing research because I assumed that it was a Texas Department of Public Safety office only. Well, it's a little more than that. It's also a fusion center. So it's police and people working together. And these fusion centers have a history of harassing people. Isn't that something? That I've been systematically harassed here. And it happened at a fusion center. So the next day, I'm exiting my apartment, and a girl stands there with this real smirky smile waving at me. Not in a flirtatious manner. Then the next day after that, I have a woman drop off a child with a black shirt and white earphones. There's no one in this restaurant, and I can see her waving and honking the horn. Then after that, I had another neighbor harass me, and I talked to the police about the harassment, and I had these DVR sunglasses. On the left side of my face is where I pressed a button to turn them on, and this video is on my other channel. So I started having kids do the same thing. It was strange, and I had just talked to a police officer and told him that I was recording what was going on, and he worked for the VIPS. He was nice. He probably liked the glasses and told fellow officers what I had, and perhaps one of those officers that didn't like me told people in the community that I was recording. So I gave them my information, some of my contacts, and all of a sudden I'm having people harass me while I'm in different vehicles, when I don't have my cell phone. My OnStar was activated when it was deactivated, kind of like what Julia Davis went through. So I think it's more than this them. Fusion centers are tied to DHS. And then FEMA's office had actually moved there at that time. Isn't that odd? So I find it really strange that if you look at my videos, I've complained about having red stickers placed in my mailbox, and how one sheriff mentioned it was coming from FEMA. This was years ago. This is not. I moved here from New Mexico, then I lived in Florida before, so this was many years ago. You have to go digging through my videos. So isn't that something that for all these years I've been harassed and I haven't been able to figure out what's going on? And this crap is coming from fusion centers. So we have the CIA, different agencies that get together. There's a state agency, and God knows who's directing them. So most of these people are homeowners. I mean, we don't have a lot of marginalized people in this community. You'll see some homelessness, but overall, the majority of people can afford to live here. So these people are targeting marginalized people mostly. And community policing is based on a systematic approach to community policing. So it's nonstop. So we have police officers getting involved in this. And I want to share something else. This guy doesn't work for a fusion center, and I'm sure he's a good officer. But I have videos where I've been showing people that I've been harassed in stores. And this was last month. It's been like 31 days. And yesterday I called to get a police report because I'm planning on moving. And I want to have proof that I've made complaints about this. So if it happens in another state, I can share proof that I made a complaint about it. So when I called, they said that there was nothing on file. Now this is what's even more strange, is that I called, I've made reports in the past. I had a house break-in where a knife mark was made across my table. And that's not even on file with the Austin Police Department. Something's going on. Then I've also complained about being harassed at the doctor's office. I have another case number behind here. No, they're just going to make a file number, not a case number. So what I'm wondering is are the police and all these agencies working together? Are they trying to cover up this gang stalking by just giving people like a file number and not a case number? And these fusion centers are growing. These people, they go out and they harass people. They make their presence known. All these gang stalkers tied to DHS and all this stuff. I mean, it's really sick. And isn't it something that politicians have clearly stated that fusion centers have a history of violating constitutional rights and harassing people? I mean, it's a serious business, people. I think we've lost our country. And these groups are moving, they're growing all across our nation. Anti-Americanism is for real, and it's growing. Anytime we have organizations harassing people while they shop and while they eat, we have a serious threat to our public safety. The people that are involved in these organizations are supposed to protect us, not harm us, not engineer problems. So we need to watch Citizens Corps. We need to watch these fusion centers, and we need to watch their stakeholders, because these organizations are probably filled with good people, but at the same time there has to be a lot of rotten things going on, because These fusion centers are tied to Department of Justice and many other organizations which have a history of violating constitutional rights. So I want people to know that I actually prayed while I was going to Cybertex. I had just moved here to Austin. My power turned off. I put the time on the clock. I went 1 hour, like 1 hour back. It was wrong. So when I get to leave the place, I go to my school and discovered that I got there a little too early. So I decided to take a short drive. And I asked God, where's my problem coming from? Show me a piece of the puzzle. And I started driving around this complex. And it was full. I've seen a bunch of white cars. And I just felt that this was the spot. Not this address so much, but the area. That there was some stuff going on there. So I think it's just one aspect of one piece of the puzzle. But these fusion centers, these people are harassing people. I truly, truly believe this. Now, I've been harassed at home by neighbors. I had one woman, she wore the same type of glasses I wore, and it's a sidewalk. And all of a sudden she walks on these huge, heavy rocks. And it's like, it was just the weirdest thing. It's like, imagine you're walking on a sidewalk, and then when someone gets right next to you, they walk off the side of the sidewalk into a bunch of rocks. I mean, it's crazy. So let me see what other notes I have here. I've had a lot of encounters with people with NASA bumper stickers parking next to me at parks and at stores. Also, block watch stickers parking next to me and not exiting their vehicles, and they only leave when I leave. Neighborhood watch groups harassing me. Radio ham operators, fire, EMS. I mean, this has been in every state that I've been moving to. I've been having people popping up when I enter and exit stores. I'll be in a store, and then once I'm about to enter, someone enters the store wearing a white and black colors right when I get to the exit. I've also caught them in groups entering stores with neighborhood watch groups when I first moved here. So we need to keep our eyes on this, people. This could be these fusion centers and DHS, all these programs, I truly believe are the reason why our country has been plagued with a lot of problems that should have never happened. And these groups have been going out systematically harassing people. I truly believe this. People from DHS, these fusion centers, or stakeholders, all this community policing is going to cause our country a serious problem where we can't keep blaming people, mental illness and all this crap. We got to blame the mental illness from these people and these different groups out here harassing people. There's no reason for this crap. Going out systematically stalking and harassing people in the community. And some of these groups, they drive black SUVs. I'm not accusing this agency. There's other agencies tied to Citizens Corps, the U.S. Army, and all these groups out here abusing these programs, I believe even possibly for research. Because you have to remember, we have the largest psychological warfare units in the world, pretty much, in America. So these people got to practice on someone. So I wonder if they're practicing on marginalized people. Now I'm just voicing my opinion.